So my computer's being. Have you ever?
Huh?
No, not right now. If you're gonna go play in your room, okay? Okay. Yeah, my thing's not showing the Chrome. My computer's not finding the Chrome shortcut for some reason.
That's cool.
Yeah. I'm real happy about it. Okay. Oh, that was loud. Yeah, I told her to take them in there.
Let me know when you're ready to flip over.
Whenever you're ready, to be honest.
Well, I don't know if you had your notes up or not.
I got them on my phone.
Okay. Gotcha. Just drag up there then. Alright. I'm gonna switch us over. Whee! Hello, YouTube world.
What's going on, guys?
Is time for Race Hale Praise Dale.
Yes, sir.
So before we hit that intro, this is officially our 25th episode.
Dang it, man.
And that's just counting live podcasts. This is 25th one, man.
Definitely a lot better. I can hear myself through you. I don't know if it's picking up in OBS, but
I think it's just the Discord. Let me mute myself on Discord.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if I should mute myself on Discord. You might not be able to hear me.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
It doesn't look like it's picking up through OBS. So.
Well, it wasn't really tripping me up. I was just making sure that it wasn't, because I'm sure that would be annoying to listen to. But anyway.
Like it was the commercial.
Okay, commercials are loud. They're turned it down. And cover their YouTube TV. Don't wait.
Anywho,
he asked her to turn the TV down, and she said she did, but the commercial was super loud, is what I picked up. Anyway.
Yeah. So 25th episode. Woohoo!
I was gonna look at something, but then I got sidetracked listening to your conversation, like a dingus. We are officially at 39 subs on YouTube.
Yeah,
we're getting up there.
Hopefully we get a couple more.
Definitely.
Soon. But let's not waste any time since we're a little bit on the late side. I'm gonna roll that intro so we can get right into this doggone thing.
Sorry.
It's alright. You're catching up to reasons why I had to be late because of me.
Yeah, don't worry, I'll be on time next week. But anyway,
watch me be late.
Well, for those of you who don't know, I'm sure you do by now because they pop into the video all the time. I have 2 young children, and one of them, this is their first year of doing cheer, so I got to go to her first cheer practice and a parent meeting. It was a lot of fun. So, happy 25th episode. First off, we'll start with that.
Yeah.
Happy 25th, buddy. Happy 39 subs. Awesome. If we can make it to 50, we are going to have an extra episode. We haven't talked about if it's going to be live or pre-recorded yet. The last one was
or what it will be about.
Yeah, we haven't. We've kind of got some ideas floating around, but nothing's concrete.
We also got to come up with some content for that Olympic break because after this weekend we got 2 weekends of no NASCAR.
Right. Yeah, because after this weekend, it's what, Indy? Or is that this weekend?
This weekend is Indy.
Yeah.
And then after Indy, it's 2 weeks of Olympics, and then we head to Richmond.
The voices in my head asked a question that I don't know off the top of my head. Let's see if you do. I haven't looked up anything. How many more races until the playoffs?
Let me pull up my notes real quick. Off the top of my head, I'm not sure, but I can find out real quick.
Whoa, what happened to my camera?
That's because I switched off of Discord.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
I was like,
My fault.
I thought it was mine.
Nope. Mine this time. For some reason, if I make something full screen over Discord, it turns off your webcam. It's stupid.
That's what happened to me when you were doing the starting now screen, and you were like, "Oh, you disappeared." Yeah, because I had Chrome pulled up and
3,
full screen.
4. We only got 4 more weeks after Indy before playoffs.
Oh. You hear that? Quattro.
Yeah, Richmond when we come back. Oh, we'll jump too far. Yeah, so Richmond, Michigan, Daytona, which is usually the regular season finale. But this season, remember, Darlington is the regular season finale.
Yep.
Richmond, Michigan, Daytona, Darlington is all that's left after Indy. Then we hit playoffs. Playoffs? Yeah. Anywho, enough of that.
Well, I'll talk to you after this episode. I just got an email.
Uh-oh.
It's not a bad one, but it's not a very good one either.
Gotcha.
Anyway.
Yeah. So if you were
welcome to Race Hale.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
About to just start talking. I wasn't about to welcome them.
Welcome everybody to Race Hale, Praise Dale podcast. We talk about everything NASCAR, mainly Cup related. We'll sprinkle in some trucks, maybe some Xfinity, some ARCA, possibly even like if something big happens, F1 and other series. But welcome into Race Hale, Praise Dale. This is your first time. I'm JTDALLIS.
I'm Voodoo.
I forget that it's mirrored, so I'm over here pointing, and
you're pointing that way.
Pointed this way when I pointed this way. So yeah, one of these directions. So if, like I said, if you guys are new here, welcome to Race Hale, Praise Dale. So we'll go into our first, which I posted on X, if you guys seen, but there are a little bit of changes. I don't think we changed this first part, didn't we? Or did we not?
First segment is still the same. It's the middle and last segments that we switched.
Okay. So, nothing major. Aw, I know. But let's start off for all our new viewers.
We're officially licensed by NASCAR in our heads.
Don't say that. I hear a cease and desist already being typed up. Don't say that.
FBI. I said in our heads.
Yeah, in our heads. Maybe one day, hopefully.
Yeah.
Anyway, like I said, I'm JTDALLIS. That's Voodoo. We're just fans that love NASCAR, and recently we got to go to a race together. So that was fun. If you missed that video, the VOD is still on YouTube. You should go check it out. We also got to do a giveaway. It was awesome. Congratulations, Trash Can, for winning that. We did some bonus episodes. It's going to release every so often. You've seen the first one. And I'm going to say this. I watched the card unboxing for the first bonus episode, and you can tell it was like 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning when we were doing that.
It's all good. But you know what's funny about that is when I was scheduling the rest of the episodes out to be published, the second one technically went live this morning instead of tomorrow.
Ooh.
Surprise.
Yeah, you got a bonus episode a little early.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so enough about us. I kind of brought it in. Where was I going with this? Oh, let's jump into the post-race breakdown.
Whee! So, last few weeks, it seems like we were having no penalties, and now we got a few weeks in a row where we do got some penalties. So, Chicago, I don't exactly agree with this fine, but I mean, I don't get paid the big bucks, so.
Yeah,
Into that loud ass commercial in the background.
I'm gonna say this. I do agree with it, but solely because of exactly what's the words I'm looking for? If it was just like on the track, I would not look at it, but it was after the race, and it was, the nets were down and everything. I understand why NASCAR felt the need to do it. Also, I'm a little bit laggy again. Ugh. Gotta love technology. But anyway.
Yeah, just a tad bit, not as bad as you were when you first got on.
Dang, who is blowing up our Discord?
Swank, putting all the stuff up.
No, I did not mean to do that. Hang on a minute.
Anywho.
Okay.
For those wondering what fine we're talking about, and you live under a rock and didn't watch the Chicago street race. Was that? Yeah, it was Chicago.
Chicago.
Bubba Wallace decided to retaliate on Bowman and tag him in the door, push him up into the wall a little bit. On the cool down lap after the race, after their nets were down. So NASCAR was like, Bubba Wallace, we want 50 grand. Thanks. They didn't take any points away though, so almost like a slap on the wrist, I guess.
That, and let's be honest, this is not his first retaliation.
No, it's not.
I mean, like I said, if it was the first strike, I'd understand it. But it is definitely not his first retaliation, so it is what it is.
Yeah. But that's all the penalties that were given out. Just to Bubba Wallace.
Yeah. But on from Chicago, we got the Great American Getaway. I about said giveaway. Getaway 400.
Don't say that word too loud. You get people flocking here expecting free stuff.
Well, I mean, if they stick around, they might eventually get something. The odds have been very much in their favor.
The odds have been very much in Trash Can's favor so far.
Facts. But, so, of course, it was at the Triggy Triangle. You had the cup purse of a cool 7.76. Oh, I'm sorry. 7.776907. That's $7,776,907. I will take 1%.
Right. Let me sniff it.
I just want to look at
it. So before we get into talking about pole and all that fun jazz, there were a few cars that failed tech twice before qualifying and lost their car chiefs this past weekend. That would be the Peachmobile of Ross Chastain, Todd Gilliland, and Daniel Hemrick.
Oof.
They all lost their car chief for the weekend, but they were still able to qualify. So.
That does suck, though. Like seeing the Peachmobile get docked. Well, not really docked, but
it really hurt seeing that Peach car get crushed like a little empty can.
Right. There was a couple cars that got crushed like an empty can. Like you had old Ricky Spinout.
Kyle Busch.
Ricky Stenhouse. Yeah, Kyle Busch. Dude,
Seems
I
to
felt
be a
so
positive.
bad. I felt so bad for Busch. You could tell he was so furious.
It just looked like he didn't give a crap. He's like, that's what it is. That's what's gonna happen every week.
Yeah, I mean, he's had such a bad season this season.
Rough for RCR in general.
Yeah. I hope that they can recover at least the rest of the season, at least a little bit. You know what I mean? But I think
We'll see.
okay. So since we're talking about Pocono, and we haven't really gotten into everything, what do you think about that wreck as far as Kyle Busch and Corey LaJoy?
Looking from Corey LaJoy's perspective, I mean, when he first went down there, Busch did block him for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like he needed to dip back up the track quite yet, because I mean, it looked like there was plenty of room still before he get into that yellow line. Now I know it was coming quick to where that yellow line was going to come up, but I feel like that blame is on LaJoy more than Busch.
So I do too. The first camera angle that I seen, I could see where it might have been Busch, because it kind of looked like Busch come up just a little bit and wasn't quite, LaJoy wasn't quite out of the way. That's the first perspective I got. But when they showed from inside LaJoy's car and everything, you can see where he I don't know if I'd call it intentional, but I would definitely say that there was some intention. You know what I mean? Whether that would be, hey, back up, this is my spot, or I don't necessarily think LaJoy meant to wreck out Busch. I just think
I don't think he did, but a rookie mistake. What I think it is, really. I feel like he thought that he had enough room to get his bumper right on the back end of Busch and maybe push him through the turn to get him out the way.
Yeah.
But he misjudged it just by maybe an inch or two.
And like we said before, it's easy on this side of the camera or the TV telling, oh, you should have done this, this, this. I mean, they're driving. That was the big factor of this race. They're going 190 miles an hour down the backstretch. I mean, look at some of the replays that they're playing of some of the wrecks from the past. Like you got Gordon's wreck smashing into that wall. They showed Johnson's really bad wreck. They showed
the one where he climbed out of his car and set up on the wall.
Yeah, they showed Elliott Sadler smashing his 19 in the infield, where and all of them were really bad wrecks because, let's be honest, Pocono, you carry a lot of speed.
Yeah.
So it's the fastest short track, long track. I don't even know what you'd call it, but
track.
It's its own beast, and I think that's the reputation it holds. You know what I mean? As far as LaJoy, I could see where he thought that he would have enough to squeeze in there, but also he was going against Kyle Busch, which, for better or for worse, Kyle Busch is a force to be reckoned with if he has the right equipment, and obviously this season he has not had.
Yeah.
The right setups, the right team. It feels like a whole different driver, honestly. Especially when you look back at like his 18 days. Put him back in the 18, I guarantee you he'd blow brakes off of everybody. Honestly.
Yeah, I could see that. Got that chocolatey
like,
power.
Yeah. And I'm gonna say this: it's unfortunate that M&M's wouldn't sponsor him again, because for the first time in 40 years we didn't have a M&M sponsorship.
Yeah.
Feels like
we got some other sponsors that might be saying bye bye too, but we'll talk about that in a little bit.
But anyway, I was just curious on what you thought about that take.
Yeah. But since we talked about towards the end of the race before starting the beginning of the race, pole.
Yeah.
Ty Gibbs snagged himself the pole this time around, and William Byron came in a close second place.
Did you hear about Ty Gibbs' new sponsor coming in?
No.
Apparently, he's got a Yoo-Hoo sponsor. Their sponsor is engines.
Oh yeah, I did see that. I'm glad I threw him in the garage when I did.
I'm glad I didn't put him on my lineup, which I don't think I had the best lineup.
I was pretty good. I gained about 30 points on trash can, so
I'm sure I'm in dead last because there for like 2 or 3 weeks I forgot to set my drivers. I checked in, but I didn't set my drivers.
shame.
Yeah, I know. But anyway,
Speaking of Corey LaJoy and Kyle Busch,
rip. Unapproved to the rear for unapproved adjustments. You had Corey LaJoy and Kyle Busch, the number 7 and the number 8.
Yep. Martin Truex Jr. got himself a stage win that first stage.
And so did Denny Hamlin. Boo.
Yeah. He's gonna keep getting all these stage wins and go for these race wins and still gonna choke for the championship. Okay.
I'm okay with that. But I do recall telling you something last episode, and you kind of disagreed with me. But I believe I told you that a Ford is going to win Pocono.
I believe you did say that. Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't the Ford that I had in mind, but a Ford did win Pocono.
It helps that like probably about a third of the field got wrecked out or had some kind of issues that took them out of the race.
Well, it doesn't matter how they won. They won.
I guess that's one win along got it. Mm-hmm.
I mean, let's be honest. If Johnson won because everybody else DNF'd, I'd still count it as a win.
Well, that's a special exception.
That's a special exception. He wins even not winning.
But yeah,
right.
Was a Ford for sure.
Yep. Oh, Ryan Blaney. He led 44 laps.
Yeah, that's all it took. Tech status, no issues. We had 3 cars go to research and development. That'd be Bowman, Bell, and Logano.
Sure.
20, the 22, and the 48.
Yep. Then we had some notable entries. We had Cody Ware in the number 15 machine. Started 35th, finished 26th, so went up 9 positions.
Even though he got put out of the race due to some overheating on lap 134.
Yes, sir.
Jumped to the 16 of AJ Allmendinger.
The dinger.
Started in 26th. Moved up 5 spots to 21st. And was running at the end of the race. Haha.
Yeah, unfortunately, the only one of our notable entries that was running because the number 44 JJ Yaley started 37th, finished 35th, but due to a fuel pump issue on lap 112, ended up finishing early.
Yeah.
Or not even finished, so.
Yeah, his day was sealed early, I guess you could say. Rookies of the week.
Oh, good.
This is gonna be a difficult one because technically none of our rookies moved forward.
Yeah. And we might differ on.
I mean, it looks like there's only one that we could really go for.
Yeah.
In my opinion, at least.
I don't know. If it's the one that, hang on a minute. I could be thinking. I'm thinking of last week. Never mind.
Yeah. Anywho, rookies of the week. First one up the bat would be Josh Berry, the number 4. Started way up front in 5th place, but only secured himself a 20th place finish.
Yeah, he was on my lineup.
Yeah.
Oof. And then you got Kaz Gralla, who did not race. So he is safe from being lectured.
Yep. Unfortunately, Zane Smith, I thought was going to have a strong day. Started up there, way up there in P9, and then fell 20 spots back to 29th because he was involved in a wreck on lap 126.
I was about to say, I hope he was involved in a lot of laps.
Only 126.
Okay, so this is the point that I was gonna make. So Zane Smith got his first top 10 starting position.
Yes.
That's the point that I was gonna make. For some reason, I was thinking it was last race. So first time he made it to the second wave of qualifying. So congrats to Zane Smith, but do better.
Yeah. Finish it up next time.
Right. And then we got old Carson Hocevar. The number 77 started 15th and finished 17th.
I would say, even though he didn't move forward, he's probably going to get Rookie of the Week this week.
Yeah.
Bar was set pretty low, though.
I agree. So it looks like Carson Hocevar is our Rookie of the Week. All right, so let's jump over on the points. And I'll start with Josh Berry. He's sitting currently in the 21st position points-wise with 386 points.
We just got to talk about our Rookie of the Week, Carson Hocevar. He is up to 23rd. Shrunk his points separation down just a handful of points. He's now at 358 and only 28 points behind Josh Berry.
And then we got 71 Zane Smith, sitting 34th in point standings, and he has a total of 228 points. That's 158 behind Josh Berry.
And then, of course, Casgrella didn't race, so his points stuck at 166, but 35th position and a 220 point gap up to Josh Berry. No, that's not to the leader. That's just to 21st.
But at the same time, you look at his points and you're like, dang, why is he so far behind? He's only racing, what, like half of these races? I think he's only got like 15 or 16 that he's racing.
Yeah, something like that.
So you got to kind of take that with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
All right. So
I did move the order of this part, though. Figured after we finish talking about Rookies of the Week that we can go straight into your beautiful concoction of weekend winners. Yeah.
Concoctious. I like it.
Yeah. Whatever that word is. Here you go.
When you're spending every day on your own, and here it goes. I'm just a kid, and life is a nightmare. I'm just a kid, I know that it's not fair. Nobody cares 'cause I'm alone.
There are your weekend winners.
I'm breaking stuff. Hang on. Sorry.
And what's new?
Yeah, I know.
So our drivers without a win list, everybody except for Kaz Growler gets another start without a win.
Facts.
Corey LaJoy is now up to 257 races without a win.
I think we need to put like a LaJoy countdown.
Fortunately, I don't think it would ever go away. That's the only problem.
Maybe one day.
Okay.
You got to be optimistic.
Mm-hmm. So, jumping to our RHPD Motorsports update.
All
Had
right.
an overall good week, I would say.
Yeah, not bad. So, for those of you that don't know, if you're new to the podcast, which I'm just going to assume you are, if you're not, you can tune me out for about 20
Don't tune
seconds.
them out, just listen. If you tune them out, you
You
might
get
not come
away.
back.
All right, so a handful of weeks ago, we hit our 25 subscriber mark, and for that mark, we decided to found a race team So it's all fantasy. But the whole purpose is to pick drivers from different teams. Our only rule was you had to pick one driver from a team. So, like, we have Ryan Blaney in our number 62. We couldn't pick Joey Logano or Austin Cindric because he is part of the same team. So what we're going to do is at the end of the season, we're going to jumble all our points up as our race team per driver. We're going to put all those points up against the other teams and see just where our race team fits. Next season, it won't be as easy because we won't have a 6-month head start. And there'll be a lot of switching around, which will kind of put certain drivers in, places where you don't know exactly where they're going to be. So, for example, take a look at Kyle Busch. He was really awesome in the 18, moved over to RCR, and it has been his worst season since his rookie season ever. So, as you can see, we have 4 charters. In our number 62, we have Ryan Blaney, who, of course, won the last race.
Yeah. Tyler Reddick tried to catch up to him, but couldn't quite do it in our 63. And he got himself a top 10 in 6th place.
Definitely. In number 64, we've got Kyle Larson running. And if anybody's going to get the team talking to, it's definitely him this week because he finished in 13th. Not a bad position, but we'd like to get it a little higher.
We would like a 1, 2, 3, 4 finish at some point.
That would be amazing.
Brad Keselowski is probably the biggest sandbagger of this whole deal, though. In our flagship 65, did pull off a 7th place finish, though.
Yes, sir. Not only are we telling you where they finished, but we will also break down the point standings of where they're setting and how far from the leader they are. So you've got, let me zoom in so I can read it. In the 64, Kyle Larson is setting 2nd with 700 points. And that's only 3 behind the leader.
Yeah. And obviously, his starts and wins and stage wins didn't change. But right behind him, on his coattails, in our 63 is Tyler Reddick sitting in 3rd place with 688 points, 15 points behind the leader. And none of his starts, wins, or stage wins changed either. Well, the starts did, but the wins and stage wins didn't.
But in our number 62, setting in 7th place, we got Ryan Blaney with a total of 627 points with 76 points behind the leader. His starts did change. His wins did change. And his stage wins stayed the same.
Yeah. And then actually moving up a spot, up to 9th in our flagship 65, Brad Keselowski. Sitting at 599 points, which is 104 points behind the leader. His starts changed, but his wins and stage wins stay the same, which is unfortunate because that's our only goose egg on here is his stage wins.
Oof. All right.
That's why I feel he still needs to get a talking to.
Yeah, definitely. Driver meeting's not going to be fun for him.
Right.
So next, we cover our playoff prediction update, which at the beginning of the season, we set up our 16 drivers. We differed very little, but we had like 2 or 3 that was different for us. As of right now, nothing's changed because we don't have a new winner. I mean, it's still same lineup. So right now, I have 9 drivers that have locked in, and Voodoo is beating me by 1 driver because he has 10. And the way that we got those scores are Suarez was not selected by either host. Keselowski was only selected by Voodoo, and Cindric was only selected by me. And Voodoo pulled ahead at Chicago when Bowman got in the playoffs. So that is how we have reached our goal, or where our standings, I guess, would be what it is. That's how we reached our standings.
Yep.
So now we get to move on to our trackside trends.
So if you're used to our episodes, this is kind of where you're going to get confused because this is where we would go to our race day horizon. But we decided We'll talk about the old stuff. We'll talk about the changes, and then we'll talk about what's coming up. Seemed to make sense. So we're going with what changed now.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like the change up, which so I'm looking forward to some of what we're talking about. I'm gonna have to go to Walmart and buy something. We'll talk about that here in a minute.
I think I am too. Don't worry.
I gotta have a matching set. I'm not gonna show it right now because it kind of jumps ahead, but when it gets time, I'll show it. It's my prized possession.
So we'll mention this again later, but we also mentioned it earlier. As you know, after this weekend, which is Indianapolis, we will have a 2-week break of NASCAR racing. You won't have a 2-week break from us. We'll still hop on here and put something out for y'all. Well, next week we'll be able to talk about the previous week's race. We just won't have a race to look forward to. But the following week, we won't be able to talk about the previous race, but we'll be able to talk about the race that's coming up. So.
And who knows, in those segments, we might do something fun. I mean, we haven't really talked about exactly what we're going to do, but
we'll figure something out. Yeah. We'll get you your episodes still. Don't worry. I'm not going to abandon you or take it as a freeload to not have to do anything.
We'll never give you up. We're never going to let you down. Never going to turn around.
They're never going to watch us again because you just tried to rickroll them. Anyways, NASCAR is making a change for Richmond when we come back. The Cup teams will have options for tires, and they get to choose when they're going to switch to which ones.
Well, the Cup teams ask for different charters, and NASCAR says, "Oh, here, have some tires."
Yeah, here's some different tires.
I love NASCAR.
It could make for some fun racing, though. We'll see.
Yeah. All right. So NASCAR's new media rights partners are still searching with a wide net for booths next season. Adam Stern mentioned that Adam Alexander may be the favorite for the CW Xfinity coverage. Steve Letarte appears to be the top candidate to join Dale Jr. in the Prime and Warner Brothers Discovery booth. I'm sorry. I was like, it's blinking.
It's Monday. I guess since you took that one, I'll announce this one. NASCAR / Disney Pixar have teamed up to have another Cars themed merchandise line. This time we got 5 new drivers, 2 of which are going to be in the movie and the other 3 which are not. So I'm not saying these names wrong, but these are the Cars version. You got Bubba Wheelhouse. You got Ryan Inside Laney. Gogo Logano. William Byrev. And Karsten Ace Dillon.
And to put perspective, okay, so for those of you guys that can't see behind me, I collect anything NASCAR related, and I found this one. It's kind of NASCAR related because I mean it's a race car. So I have a chrome Hale in gas, number 79. I'm looking forward to adding to my cars collection. Especially because I know. Look behind me. I have hundreds of little cars. I'm living my best life, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it comes in a set with a track. You don't think I'm going to buy it? Did you not read the post? Oh my lord. It comes with like a track that you put them on and they'll race. $30.
Actually, it's $29.97, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry. $29. Oh my gosh. She's got jokes over here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. So, moving on from, be looking forward to that bonus episode. where I will just
Unbox.
put a camera on them and we'll take bets on who wins.
Yeah. All money
Anyway.
goes back into the stream.
All money goes to Voodoo because he needs to buy a new car.
That too. Speaking of, we do have a GoFundMe set up. The link is in the description of the video.
Definitely go help him out. For those of you who don't know, when we were in Nashville, the day that we were leaving Nashville, we stopped at a flea market, which, on a side note, we both got some cool NASCAR stuff from. Yeah, mine's put up. I can't get to mine. But, Voodoo and his family heard over the intercom that a car matching their description needed to go. The owners of that car needed to go to their car. When he got out there, he had found that a elderly lady who had mistakenly matched the gas and totaled his car. It was definitely not fun. But, I mean, luckily insurance covered a lot of it, but they still need a new vehicle because he has a rather large family in comparison.
Yeah. Only got 4 kids at the house, so.
Yeah.
But wife did turn it in the rental today, so we're down to 1 vehicle now. But we do have a vehicle through CarMax that's getting shipped from one location to the location closest to us. We can go check it out. And we shall see.
But yeah, definitely, guys, go show him some love. Like I said, it was one of those freak things that it definitely sucked in the moment, but who knows? This might be the workings for a blessing, and I think that you guys could definitely do that. But anyway, link is in the description. Be sure to go help them out on that. But back to NASCAR.
Yeah.
Xfinity and NASCAR may do short-term renewal as title. As title of the Xfinity Series for 2025 before shifting relationships to be a premier partner. Industry execs are not sure if Geico will renew its deal.
Yeah, so it sounds like Xfinity Series will be a thing for 1 more season, and then it may change to something else.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of miss the days of where it just stayed the same for like, a good
27 years.
yeah. Like
Busch Series.
Everybody knew what the Winston Cup was and the Busch Series. Now you got to go through like, well, in 2003 it turned to the Nextel Cup, and then 2018 it turned to the Monster Cup. Yeah.
Ain't gonna get all technical like that. But
yeah, I know.
Speaking of 2025, we have no new updates for the schedule.
Nope.
Skip on right past that. But we do have some team changes.
On a trucking.
Since we were just talking about Xfinity, we'll keep it Xfinity. If you haven't noticed, on the 8th, which was Tuesday of last week, I believe. No, Monday of last week. So this would have been like right before we went live last week, I guess.
Well, we covered this last week, didn't we?
I don't believe so. AM Racing and Hale Deegan have decided to part ways, and that was announced effective immediately. Which I did see that supposedly she's supposed to be racing in a different series this weekend, so not really following it, but
well, yeah, she still has a ride, just not from Xfinity.
it's some other series now.
Yeah. Anyway, some sad news. I mean, it's sad for me anyway. I don't know how you feel about it, but it's very sad for me. Oh wait, never mind. I read that wrong. Just kidding. It's still sad, but
What a jerk.
I read it as JR, not JD. I was like, oh man, that sucks. So JD Motorsports has laid off several employees this morning. The team filed for bankruptcy back in April. So very sad. But I read that as JR, and I was like, dang, how is Junior out of money? He's like the highest paid race car driver ever.
Yeah, no, not him. But I did see that apparently the number 6 owner points for the truck series was pushed over to the 45. So I guess that means that JD Motorsports is pretty much done for good this season, at least.
That is unfortunate.
Yeah. So some good news since we got the bad news out the way. Jump into the Cup Series. If you didn't see, that all Stewart Haas Racing is shutting down, and their drivers are splitting hairs and going all kinds of different places. Well, Rodney Childers was supposed to go with Noah Gragson, hopefully, but it didn't happen. So he's going to Spire Motorsports, and he's going to join the number 7 team as crew chief starting in 2025. And if Corey LaJoie stays in there, maybe he finally breaks that win streak, or loss streak, I should say, because he ain't got no win. Yeah, winless streak.
But Front Row has also signed Noah Gragson to a multi-year deal to race for them. Number and sponsors not yet announced.
This next part is still part of Front Row Motorsports, but Jerry Freeze stated the following. He does not expect Travis Peterson, which is one of their crew chiefs, to return. And they're not set on the 34, 36, and 38. So their number scheme could be changing next season. We shall see on that. And the current shop will house the additional Cup team, which will force the truck operation to relocate. Because they were going to go into the Stewart Haas facility, but Haas is keeping that for their team, since they're keeping one.
Haas Tools team or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So hopefully some good news after some more good news. Legacy Motor Club has made some changes. The competition director, Joey... Sorry, I was scrolling my notes. Joey Cohen is no longer with the team. Replacement is not announced. Bobby Kennedy has moved to general manager. So maybe this team can actually get some leeway. The past couple races have been very tough.
Whole season's been pretty tough.
Yeah. So hopefully they get, better, for lack of a better word. More.
That's what they're doing. It's lacking.
Yeah. I mean, Jones seemed like he was having a pretty decent run. He got, a top 20 finish, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So,
which he was up in the top 10 at one point.
Yeah, Jones was doing pretty good. I would love to see John Hunter up higher. Which, I mean, I get it that he's kind of a rookie, kind of not a rookie. This is his first full season, so he's got definitely some bugs to work out. I mean, look what he did in Xfinity. He's already won, twice in Xfinity?
Yep.
So, I mean, he's got some kinks to work out. I don't know if it's just lack of good machinery or what, but apparently you throw him in a Joe Gibbs machine and he's burning everything.
Well, since we're talking about a terrible season, I know I don't follow a specific driver at the moment because my number one driver is only racing part-time now after retiring and then getting inducted into the Hall of Fame because he's the GOAT. Anyways, next season, once we figure out who's getting in what car and what rookies we got, I think what I'm going to do next season is pick myself a rookie and follow his career or her career, depending.
So that's kind of how I got to Chris Bell. He was not a rookie when I started getting back into NASCAR, but I think it was only like his sophomore year, something like that. Because I think his rookie year was 21.
I don't remember. I don't follow Bell.
Anyway, but that's
don't know what even like that boy.
The year that I started, 20 or 21, yeah. The year that I started watching, there was no rookies. I mean, that's the way it was. So I just jumped on one of the newer ones. That, and he's from my state, so I had to go for him. And then from there, I started just watching him, and then from there it escalated into, well, now he's one of my drivers. Now, I will say this: since if it's between him and Johnson, I'm Johnson all the way.
Your little pivot there of saying because he's from your state, you went for him. I'm not applying that to my driver, because I will not go for Ricky Stenhouse Jr. I'm sorry. Anywho, no new paint schemes to reveal at the moment. We are going to jump straight to our race day horizon.
Before we move on with paint schemes, do we have an announcement to make, or do you want to hold off on that one?
I don't know which announcement you're talking about, homie.
We talked about doing on Saturdays. We'll talk later.
Confused. I do know we talked about doing something quick on Wednesday evenings to release on Thursday mornings.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
I was thinking Saturdays.
We can announce that if you want to.
Yeah, go ahead.
So you're not gonna be able to watch live, but Wednesday evenings, after our Vuku Racing League race, we will get together, and whatever schemes have been released for the upcoming race weekend, we will do a quick video to talk about all of the paint schemes, and then we'll publish it for you guys to watch that Thursday morning at 9 a.m. So it may not contain all of the racers' paint schemes, but we will still do the one without commentary in case you don't like listening to our pretty voices. Yeah, so our paint scheme videos will essentially be two separate videos now.
Yeah,
we'll have one where we commentate on the released ones, and one that is just the music. And that stem off of one of our viewers who reached out to Dally over there, and was like, "Hey, I like your paint scheme videos, but the music put me to sleep, homie."
Yeah. He basically was like, "Can y'all guys talk about the schemes and stuff?" So that we took his advice. That's what we're gonna try out. I mean, if we don't really hear much from him, we might, cut him off or something, depending on how hard it is to.
We only get 1 week to do it, unfortunately, because then we go on a break.
The facts.
But we'll try it out.
Well, yeah. So we'll test it out. We'll play with it for a few weeks. If it just becomes too hard because we both have families, I mean, it is what it is.
It should be pretty short videos, though.
Yeah, it's not. I don't plan on spending 2 hours talking about 10 schemes.
No.
But anywho,
sorry for all the yawns, y'all. It's Monday.
To our race. It is Monday. Are you ready to jump to our race day horizon?
I am, indeed.
All right, guys, welcome to our race day horizon, and we're going to be talking about the Brickyard 400 at Indy. This weekend will be the last weekend before the Olympic break, and NASCAR will return on August 10th and 11th at Richmond Raceway.
Yep. So we're in Indianapolis this weekend, but we're at technically two different tracks. Obviously, we're at the Brickyard, which is Indianapolis itself. But then there's also Cup and Xfinity will be at Indianapolis. But ARCA and Trucks will be at the Indianapolis Raceway Park. So
that's going to be very confusing for the weekend winners video.
Yeah. Well, the two lower series are at Indy Raceway Park, and the two higher ones are at Indianapolis. Not too terribly confusing.
I'll just throw two logos up behind him. Yeah, I'll get it.
No.
Alrighty then, so let's start on our glorious Friday. At 1:05 p.m., Xfinity practice starts on NBC Sports app. At 1:30, ARCA practice and qualifying. 2:35 p.m. Cup practice on NBC Sports app. 3:30 p.m. is the truck practice and qualifying on FS1. The ARCA 200 on FS1 at 5:30. It's supposed to be sunny. The high is 77, a 1% chance of rain. 6-mile-an-hour winds coming from the northeast. At 8:30 p.m., the truck race is on FS1. The first stage being 60 laps, second stage 60, and last stage 80 laps. That's a total of 200 laps. It's supposed to be mostly clear with a high of 75, 1% chance of rain, and 5 to 6-mile-an-hour winds out of the northeast.
Yeah, sir. Jumping to Saturday, no doubleheader stuff going on here, but it's all on USA. So just after lunchtime at 12:05 p.m. was Xfinity qualifying, and then an hour later you got the Cup qualifying. That's at 1:05 p.m. And then at 3 p.m. you got your Xfinity pre-race, and then the action at 3:30 p.m. is the Xfinity race. First and second stage are both 30 laps. The final stage is 40. A total of 100 laps. If you couldn't do the math, it's gonna be sunny. High of 81, a 4% chance of rain, and 5-mile-per-hour winds out of the northeast.
Oh, are you ready? Are you ready?
Are you ready?
I am on
Sunday, Sunday, Sunday!
at 2 p.m. on Sunday on NBC. You have the Cup pre-race. At 2:30 p.m., you've got the Cup race. The first stage will be 50 laps. Second stage, 50. Third stage, 60 laps. That's a total of 160. It's going to be mostly sunny. The high of 82 and 8% chance of rain. 5-mile-an-hour winds out of the northeast. Back to you, Voodoo.
Got some notable entries. We got a few more this time around than we normally do. So Kaz Gralla will again not be in the 15, and Cody Ware will be stepping in there. And then AJ Allmendinger will be back in the 16 again this week. Jumping to the 33, we got a third RCR car this week with Ty Dillon. And then the GOAT, number 2, is coming back. That's BJ McLeod jumping into the 66. And then not the 48, but the 84 will be racing this weekend. That is Jimmy Johnson and his daughter-designed Carvana scheme.
That I'm definitely going to have to buy.
Yeah. Hopefully it'll get produced.
It should ship in August.
The Daytona one? Yeah, it's supposed to be in August.
Yep, they have not canceled it as far as I know.
I find it hard to believe that that one would get canceled.
Facts.
Surprised the other two did.
It's but it's lined out. So extra duty, we got trucks and Cup. So we got Ty Dillon and Ross Chastain running trucks.
And Cup.
And Cup, yeah. Sorry.
The other 3 drivers will be running Xfinity and Cup.
Yes, sir.
Via that of BJ McLeod, your boy Josh Berry, and then NJ the Dinger Allmendinger.
So, who you got to pick? Who is your pick for this next race?
I hate to say it.
Minus the GOAT.
Well, yeah, unfortunately, I'm not going to pick him. Unfortunately, I'm having to go with the hamster. Yeah, it's a sad pick for sure. I hate to say it, but Denny Hamlin.
I got Tyler Reddick.
I can see that too. It's gonna be interesting because you can't go back to any data because the last time they raced here was not with this car.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be different for everybody. Y'all see.
Definitely. But if you want to make your picks for the next race, join our NASCAR Fantasy League. Go on NASCAR.com, hit fantasy, search Raise Hale, that's Hale, Praise Dale podcast. Password is RHPD2024. If it doesn't say podcast, it's not ours. And see if you can dethrone our running champ as of the moment, Trash Can. And if you do, you may get a brand new 164th car from the Lionel Race Shop.
He's not confident in that spiel at all. Yeah, make sure to join that. We did have another giveaway, but Trash Can won that one too. So get into the fantasy league and don't let him win this one. Otherwise, it just looks like we got one viewer on it.
All right, so let's talk about some new sponsors.
Well, Indianapolis. Josh Berry got a new scheme this week. Gonna be Panini and Caitlin Clark. Wonder how that's gonna combine together.
So, like, do you mean like Panini, like the card company?
I don't know. I was just looking at the entry list. All it says is Panini / Caitlin Clark.
So, the number 15, Cody Ware, has a Zeem car. I have no idea what that is.
Me either. But the number 33 of Ty Dillon's going to have Titan Risk Solutions. Sounds like maybe a security company of some sort.
And then we got our boy, John Hunter Nemechek, who might be rocking a fire truck scheme, hopefully. Fingers crossed. I think that'd be pretty cool. He's running the Pi Barker fire and safety.
Yep. But we'll see what that looks like.
Yes,
I wonder if it's going to be similar to his Xfinity scheme or not. Because if you noticed, like the Safeway schemes that he had looked just about like his Xfinity cars.
Yeah, I do want to point out though that so far my favorite scheme of his is the Massey.
Massey Auto Freight.
Oh yeah, Massey.
That one solid red car.
Gave me hardcore Dale Jr. vibes.
I could see that, yeah.
But hopefully he gets like a fire truck scheme, like where his numbers like the gold with the what do you call it in it? You know what I mean?
The gold with the what do you call it in it?
Have you ever seen like an old school fire, the gold leaf in it?
Oh,
you know where they take the gold foil and they like spin the thing and it has like the little scratch circles in it. I don't know how else to describe it.
Yeah. We'll see. I'm looking forward to it. Maybe we'll get to talk about it on our first episode of discussing paint schemes.
Hopefully.
We got to come up with a name for that episode deal that we're doing.
We'll figure it out.
That's for later.
All right. So are you ready to slam on over to S Cubed?
I guess so.
Sounds too comfortable. All right, welcome everybody to S Cubed or Slick Scheme Spotlight. A big shout out to Voodoo for making all of our stingers and our slides. It looks amazing. I have the older scheme, so if you don't know how this works, one of us has an old scheme and one of us has picked a scheme from the last race. The only qualifiers for the old one is it cannot be from this season. I picked, since it was my week, I picked Ryan Blaney's why can I not talk all of a sudden? 2017 first career cup win the 99th win for the Wood Brothers. And the reason I picked this is because guess what track he won at? Pocono. Yeah. Yeah, buddy. So this is the first Penske win at Pocono since Keselowski in 2011. So it's been a big deal. Pretty simple Wood Brothers design.
Looks just about the same as what it looks like now.
It looks, yep, it looks the same. I didn't really pick it for the scheme. I picked it more for the history of the car, just because I think it's really cool that he won again and is moving his way up in the championship ring. Maybe, who knows, we might be a back-to-back champion.
Well, here in a little bit, we're going to get to see a Josh Berry scheme of this that looks similar to that.
Facts. But anyway, that is my older scheme of Ryan Blaney.
Yep. So since he had the older scheme, I get the newer scheme. And I said I would never pull for Ricky Stenhouse Jr., but
he has some
I did for the
schemes
scheme this week.
He has some pretty good schemes. I'm not gonna lie.
His Sugarland's sipping cream. Look, I can't talk either. Looked real nice before it got smashed up.
I was about to say, did you see the pictures that they posted on X?
I wasn't gonna put them pictures on here, man.
Completely smashed.
But he started in 31st. Unfortunately, only went backwards 2 spots to end up in 33rd. But
the
overall,
wreck didn't help.
Yeah, the wreck on lap 120 is what took him out. But it was a pretty car before it got all smashed up.
It was definitely cool.
That's my scheme for this week. The next week, you get to pick for Indianapolis.
I do.
And I get to pick an older scheme. But the following week, we got to figure something out because there's not going to be a previous race.
We could just pick 2 historical schemes and talk about them.
Yeah. Then and then.
Yeah, then and then scheme.
Mm-mm.
Or who knows? I might stretch it out a little bit, or we might stretch it out a little bit and talk about one from this season and then one from a past one, because the qualifier is we can't pick from this current season.
Yeah. Maybe that's what we can do. Whoever's, because that'll be my turn to pick a now scheme, wouldn't it?
Yep.
I'd have to pick something from the 2024 season.
Let's see, we could do that. We could both pick one from this season.
Yeah. Since it's a little slightly different. Yeah.
Yeah. A now and now.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe and that little bell icon to notify when we post, because we do post different episodes. If you want to check us out on X, it's just RHPDpodcast. I'm pretty sure. Same thing with TikTok, all in the description. Check out Voodoo on Twitch. He streams our leagues. We're in 2 of them, one in NASCAR Heat, one in Forza, and he just streams us goofing off, playing video games every now and then. It's a lot of fun. Go check him out, drop him some love.
Sorry about last night because my power flickered. Canceled the stream early for us.
I seen that video that your wife posted on her story. Oh, dude, it was storming hardcore at your house yesterday, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
lightning hitting in the yard, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's what one of her videos showed, was it hitting by that truck.
Yeah.
So, anyway, thank you guys so much. Be sure to drop him some love in that GoFundMe if you guys can. If not, no worries. But I'm sure him and his family would definitely appreciate it. Yeah, so I'm going to read the outro. You have any closing notes before I do?
Thank you guys for getting us to 39 and sticking around for now our 25th episode. Hit that milestone and hopefully we'll make it to 50 both on the subscribers and the episode number soon.
I already have. So I'm just gonna throw this out here because I've been thinking. I already have a somewhat of a plan. I know you can see the smoke coming out of my ears. I have a plan for our 100th episode.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I know it's
Let's
still
see
a ways
when that
away.
is so I can call in
yeah.
sick.
Oh no, sucker. But anyway, if you are done talking to our beautiful viewers and listeners,
Well, right now, as of this moment, we're showing 3 people are actively watching us, but there have been a total of 19 people that have dropped in today. So,
heck yeah.
nice.
Thank you guys once again for all of your support. If you want to drop into the chat, we will definitely talk to you. Don't feel discouraged or anything. In fact, we want you to jump into the conversation and add some conversation. Otherwise, it's just 2 dudes talking about NASCAR, and we like your opinions as well. Like I said, thank you guys so much. It does mean a lot. It's definitely come a long way from me sitting and recording on my phone, just me talking about what happened in the past race. Just, thanks to Voodoo for all that he's done to produce this. I mean, pretty much all of what you see, the backgrounds, even the streaming out itself, it's because of him. He's pretty much my producer. I just show up and add conversation. That's all I do.
Hey, pay me the big bucks, so,
Yeah, I know. He does everything else, so
he puts as many zeros on that check as I want.
I'll give you plenty of zeros because that's about all I got, buddy. Yeah, thank you guys so much. Be sure to show him some love and his family. Make sure you're subscribed. If you guys have any suggestions or anything, be sure to put those in the comments. Like I said, we definitely do read those. We had a kind of a funny one on our what was it? It was one of the Scheme episodes. Someone talked about Harry Harrison, and that's a term that I had never heard about. It cracked me up. So yeah, guys, just keep it up. So thanks once again for riding shotgun with us on this episode of Race Hale Praisdale. Remember, the checker flag might fall, but the excitement never ends. So until next time, keep the pedal to the metal and the passion for racing burning. This is Race Hale Praisdale signing off, and I'll catch you in the next turn.